Happy Thursday, dance family. Hope this finds you well. It's outside with the cat, and I wanted to make a quick video around something I'm going to call the initiation of upleveling. This is something that I've had to go through. This is something that pretty much every person I work with has to go through. And the initiation of upleveling speaks to coming up against moving forward into a bigger dream or goal, or perhaps it's a program that you want to join, or a coach that you want to work with, or something of that nature, and you come against a wall, and then all of these old fears come up, and then you stop moving forward, right? So I want to give you a little tool around this, because it's something that requires actually self-trust and discernment. So when you're coming up towards something that you feel like is something that you're wanting to do, check your first impression of it, right? Normally, if it's something that's for you, you're going to feel your heart kind of feel easy, feel light. You'll feel your body get light. You'll feel a sense of excitement and expansion if something is really meant for you. And then probably within maybe a few minutes or an hour, you start going, well, maybe I'm wrong. Who am I to do that? And then, it's the mind and the ego kicking in, right? If something's really not for you, and it's probably not something that you should move towards, there might be something about it that you really like, but then it might be something about the person's energy that turns you off. That's probably a no, I'll say. So pay attention to the first feeling that you have. If you come across something and it lights you up and your heart feels warm and expansive, that's probably the right fit. And if you come across something and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you hear a person speaking and you're like, oh, I really don't feel connected to what they're saying, no matter how interesting the program is, it's probably not a good fit. And the reason I'm going into this in such detail is because sometimes it gets really confusing to know what's what, right? Because as we expand, there's naturally going to be the old fears come up, right? Because you stepping forward into the bigger vision of what you want to create is actually going to scare you a little bit, right? Because you're going to have to let go of these old parts of yourself. You're going to have to let go of the old belief systems. And the piece of up-leveling, right, is going to be something that's going to be probably a little uncomfortable as much as it is empowering, because you breaking through into that new territory, you're going to have to look at a lot of things, right? You're going to have to look at the stuff that doesn't work. You're going to have to let go of some things, and it's not as bad as it sounds, but our ego's job is to protect us, right? So it tells us, oh, hey, remember this time that didn't work out. So noticing the difference between the mind and the ego and the heart is really essential when you are discerning what works for you, because you don't want to stay stuck indefinitely. You don't want to be where you are a year from now, the same place, because you couldn't make a decision, right? So take the time to really notice what is truly for you. And if something is truly for you, the door will open, right? So if you make the investment, even if you don't think you have the money, like I've done millions of times, I've spent as much money investing in my business as I have on my graduate degree. And I'm going to tell you that I couldn't have done nearly half the things I've done without support, because you don't know what you don't know, and you need someone who can truly see bigger than you, who's got a bigger vision than you, and who's been there, right? That's how you move forward, is you surround yourself with people who have done what you want to do. So I'm just sharing this in case it's helpful, because I see that that's something that we can get really stuck on. And I will tell you also firsthand, I'm going to write a post about this, but when I said yes to working with my first coach, I had a near nervous breakdown. It was like all of the fears, all of the doubts, all of the worries all came up. And If I had not said yes in that moment, I would have been completely stuck. I would have not moved forward, and there's no way that I would have ever launched the work that I've been doing. So it is that crucial. And if you're feeling called to step into leadership, I'm not saying it's the easy path, but I'm saying that if it's for you, you know, and it's time to stop waiting. Okay, I have your back. Lots of love, and I will see you soon.